YouTubers, Mike Martin's here with the Mike Martin channel. Guys, thanks for joining me, being part of the channel. Really appreciate your support. Guys, if you're working and you're a hard worker and you're, paying towards your pension, well, I got a surprise for you. You're not going to like this. Canada Pension Plan, be prepared for a $500 pay cut in 2021 monthly. So you're going to be losing 5 bills, $500 a month. $500 a month doesn't go a long way anymore in Canada, but it does pay your internet and your cell and a couple of other bills per month. Why are you getting a $500 pay cut? Well, it's because the Canadian pension plan is going through a severe overhaul. They're having a really tough time paying out existing pensions, and they're having a really tough time making ends meet. So who do they go after? They go after the younger people, the younger generation that have no idea what they're going to be going through. They have no idea. So there he is right there. There you go. You're going to get a lot of $500 less. What is that, 5-6 large a year? You're going to be cut back. Well, I'm going to give you guys a solution at the end of this article here. Services Canada is bringing changes to the Canadian Pension Plan, CPP, in 2021. These changes could mean a $500 pay cut every month. The CPP is a mandatory pension plan where your employer deducts your contribution as well as their contribution. What you get is the net income after these deductions. So, guys, remember, this article's missing something. They have CPP, and then they have old age, I think it's another one, and then there's unemployment insurance, and then there's workers' compensation. So they're missing all those other contributor factors in this article. As a part of the CPP enhancement plan, Services Canada will increase the CPP contribution rate to 5.45%. That's huge. And maximum pensionable earnings of $61,600. Now, $61,600, you got to remember something, right? $61,600, that is an average wage earner. And average wage earners need to basically save up for 18 years to put a down payment on a one-bedroom condo. 18 years in Vancouver, and I think it's 22 years in Toronto. For 2021, how will this impact your paycheck in 2021? How will CPP impact your pay? If your gross annual income is $61,600, again, an average wage earner, your monthly salary comes to slightly above $5,100. Your employer, okay. Now we're going to debunk this, okay? Your employer will deduct both employer and employee contribution of 5.45% each towards CPP. Now, the employer will have to pay more. So remember what I told you guys on when you're owning a small business like this. That's why I work alone, and I'm here alone, right? The reason why you have to is because you have to deduct the CPP. Now, I have to give my portion, and the employee has to give his portion, and remittance. And that's going to cost employers even more money to hire somebody because they have to give the government more green, right? So, CPP, 5.45% each towards CPP. This comes at $528 per month total CPP contribution. In 2021, you will get $4,606 every month in salary. So so there it is right there. But hold on, Services Canada has increased the total CPP contribution of employer and employee to combined $537 to $6,333 in 2021. That is $5,796 in 2020. The modest increase in contribution will go a long way. While it will reduce the current salary, it will give the federal tax credit around $409.86. You realize that CPP benefit when you turn 65 or 65 after 65, Services Canada will pay you a monthly pension equivalent to a third of your average work earnings you receive post-2019. But here's the problem, guys. There's CPP, there's unemployment insurance. It ends up becoming a lot more on an annual basis than this. You actually, if you make this much per year, and a lot of people in the comments living in Canada, if you could help me out here, if you make this much per year, okay, guys, this much, you probably take $40,000 of that home after all the taxes and all the deductions, right? So you're already deducting that. So when you do the math, I mean, after unemployment insurance and all the other stuff, I think you take, $43,000 home from that. If someone could do a payroll calculator and let us know in the comments, you will realize that CPP benefit will, after you turn, will pay you a monthly pension equivalent to the third. Okay, we did that. How can you offset the $500 paycheck? So they're telling you, well, you could offset it by doing this and fill them a $500 monthly gap annual $6,000 annual gap by claiming the various tax benefit in Canada Revenue Agency offers. It has increased its basic personal amount tax credit by $174. So, but here's the problem. Now, this is the question I'm going to ask you guys. Is this guy when this guy gets to 65, will he be able to pay his pension? Will they be able to pay him a pension? That's my question. Could that guy receive a pension when he's 65? This guy's no older than 21. So if this guy's working now and he's making that much money, he's in a lot of trouble. One, because he can't afford to do anything with that money, right? Because a lot of Canadians' money is tied up in mortgage debt, right? And if he has parents or people to help him and stuff, they're in a lot of trouble. And I kind of want to throw out an article out there. So if you're living in a major city, I want to show this really quick to you guys. Now considers, watch this. I think it's $3,700 as affordable. Let me see here. Right here. There it is. This is from the city, directly from the City of Vancouver's mouth. City of Vancouver now defines $3,702 rent as affordable housing. So what is that? That's $3,700. So let's say $3,000. Let's say the guy's got a one bedroom. He's paying like $3,000. Let's say he's got something modest for $2,000, right? That's $24,000. So if you're already deducting so much from your pay. You're already deducting so much, and then you're looking at this. This is a big issue. And this is from 2018. So it's probably gone up even further. So this is what's happening, guys. People are being completely bought out of the major cities. So what are a lot of people going to do? They're going to have to move to another major city. Now, here's the problem. Now, let's go over the pension plan real quick. Pension plans are going to start implementing laws where if you are gaining or receiving a Canadian pension plan, they're looking at making it, if you're out of the country for X amount of weeks, they cut your pension. So if you say, I'm going to go live a modest life in Thailand with my small pension, at least I can get by and eat, they're going to cancel that. You got to come back to Canada and spend your pension money here. In these cold winters, you got to come back here. Right? So that's a major issue for pensioners going forward. Another one is they're thinking about is actually capping it. So they're thinking of taking all the pensions and giving out everybody the same pension. So if you actually deducted more in your pension in the 60s, 70s, and 80s or 90s, you're going to have to actually be capped or be brought back. That is another thing that's been considered or in play, right? So now with the youngsters or the youth leaving for more affordable housing or for other regions so they could work more remote or from home, guess what? Well, the country's turned into a service industry. The country has turned into a service industry, and a majority of the country economy, 80% of the country's economy, not debt, 80% of the country's economy is actually based off of, not mortgage, but housing. 80% of Canada's economy is basically housing. The underlying what moves Canada's GDP is housing. And that's a major issue because we're no longer producing, we're no longer exporting like 30% of what we produce. And that is a major friggin' issue for people living in Canada. Now, everyone's left the major cities. It's happening in Australia. It's happening in New Zealand. It's happening in the United Kingdom. Every English-speaking country. And in the United States, you got the same problem happening in California, Oregon, Washington State, and then you go across to New York, Massachusetts, Illinois, and a couple of other places there are being hit hard. Let's just say all the blue states are basically going through this affordability crisis because they open their doors to a lot of people to come in and dump their money on their shores, and they are basically getting bought out of their own. Watch trends in the housing market from last night. I answer a lot of those questions. So Canada pension plan. What is going on? Guys, do a calculator down there below for me. Leave it in the thing. If you make 61 large, okay? Go through a calculator for me. Let me know below the math. 61 large after CPP, unemployment insurance, all the other insurances. Is it about 43 large you take home? And if you make 43 large, and City of Vancouver now defines $3,702 rent as affordable housing. Let me explain to you why they said that. There's a little story behind this. $3,702 affordable housing because Vancouver has built affordable housing for families. But you need to be able to pay $3,702 for affordable housing, but that's not affordable. It's for the doctors, firefighters, lawyers, people living in Vancouver that work for the city that basically can't afford anything, so they're giving them these places for that much. That's why Vancouver defines 3,700 as rent. Affordable housing should be like 800, but then they would be flooded with applications. You get, so actual families that do need it won't get it. It's going to be for the public service workers that are being funded by the private sector that are now taking a cut in pay of $500+ per month from their CPP. The question is, what are the regulations on your pension when you do turn 65? And are you allowed to spend it anywhere else? Are you allowed to live a normal life? Like, let's say, living somewhere in South Florida or somewhere, maybe bunking or rooming. A lot of snowbirds, that go down to Florida and spend 6 months, what they've been doing is, like, 4 of them have been like they have got bunk beds, and then they just kind of live together and live so they're not alone, right? So a lot of them are like roommates, right? So you got sometimes you get 6 people to a 3-bedroom home, which is fine because in Florida you're spending a lot of time outside and you're doing other things outdoors and you're out there reading or doing other stuff. And I'm just kind of throwing ideas at it. I'm just worried about the pensioners, and I'm worried about if they have something. They're already going to be paying people. People are going to look back at this. That article is going to be gone by then because they're going to obviously change that, and things will change. Let me know in the comments below. Guys, don't forget to set your reminders for Mike in the Night. Come on live. If you're in the States, if you're in, there it is right there, Mike in the Night. Come on our live show. Call in if you'd like. If you're in the States, Australia, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, South Africa, Jamaica, please give us a call on our live show. We'll be talking about Agenda 2030. Set your reminder. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk soon.